Why should you throw away all of your code? Hi, my name is Eric Normand, and I help people thrive with functional programming. And I've been thinking about ways to advise people to get better at functional programming, to be able to create more concise and expressive pieces of code. It's something people say all the time, like, how did you think to do that? And here's the thing. I think my main advice is to code the same thing several times in different ways. So the first time you code it, you're probably just figuring out like all the details, how it's supposed to work. Make sure you handle all the cases like null and stuff. You're not getting it that right. Okay, I mean you'll get it working, but it's not going to be beautiful and elegant. Just like your first draft of, an essay you have to write in school or anything like that. You've got to do multiple drafts to get it good. Okay? So you try again, you kind of code golf it a little. You say, what if I used a different data structure? What if I used this other function that's built in? What if I did it with this, change the order of arguments? Does that make things feel better? You just have to give it some love, so a little TLC. See if you can figure out a better way. Sometimes, though, you just need to throw away the code and start over. What happens, and I think this is very, it's symptomatic of digital media. We tend to not want to throw stuff away, right? Like, we feel like we've invested time in this thing, and we want to make edits to it to get it good instead of throwing it away. And I really feel like that is something that happens with digital media. Like, if I write, let's say, an article, some kind of essay in a Google Doc, I'll never just say, okay, delete it all and start over, right? But I will often write on a piece of paper, and when I write on paper, I'll crumple it up and say, that's trash, and start over. And why is it that I'm so reluctant to do it when it's digital? And I think that there's something about that. So that might be good advice, is try it on paper. Write it out on paper. If not, you don't need to go to paper, but delete it. Start over. That first draft was all about learning. It's a prototype. You figured out all the problems, and now start over. Start over, but with all this learning. So you're not influenced by the code you already have. Just start again. Start fresh. And I think that's one of the things that it's one of the benefits that we have of functional programming, is that things are so easy to write, things are so short, that we have, compared to other languages, other paradigms, we have plenty of extra time because we write, it's so quick to write. So use that extra time to try a couple more variations. And it's that experimentation that will build up your skill in expression, in being concise. And the more you do that, the more you'll get better the first time you do it. You'll still need to do this, and you probably, could make it a lifelong practice where you keep getting better by over time. It's by continually doing it, even though you're well past your peers in how well you write the first time. And of course, there's going to be times when you don't really have time. Of course, you're under a strict deadline. Getting it right, getting it working is good enough. But when you do have time, don't even think of it as refactoring. Just think of it as trying it out in a different way. This is what code katas are all about. This is not just a functional programming thing. They talk about the same thing in other paradigms. Just practice coding, and very often, those katas, you do the same one over and over because you have already figured out all the problems. Now, the practice is in exploring the different ways you could implement it. Okay, that's been my thought on functional programming. I'm Eric Normand. And you can find all of the other thoughts, the other episodes, at lispcast.com/podcast. Besides the links to the episodes, you'll find links to subscribe and to find me on social media. There are, on the site at /podcast, there are text, video, and audio versions of all of these episodes. And please get in touch with me if you have any questions or any comments. I'd love to learn about when people disagree with me. Like, often it's just something I said wrong, a misunderstanding. So I love to hear about those, and they give me great ideas for future thoughts, future episodes. Cool. My name is Eric Normand. This has been my thought. Rock on.